What's up, everybody? Frank and Jack back with another IG Live video. Today we are going to talk about what a good impression is, what a bad impression is, and how to take the best possible impression.
We're going live.
We're going live.
Yeah.
And before we hop into everything, we kind of just want to thank you guys. This month will be our ninth year in business, so that's super exciting.
Wow, that has gone both fast and slow.
Very much so, yeah. And in fact, today it's Boss Man's birthday as well. He's turning double nickels, so throw up some balloons and some clapping emojis for him.
How about that? You know, it's so exciting, and there's been so much change, you know, with you coming on board, and we're 9 years old, and wow, I think this year is going to be really, really big for us.
Yeah, we're super excited for this year, and we're super excited to have all you guys on board and kind of following the journey. But let's kind of go into our sports news. First thing is the fight this weekend. I'm super thrilled about with Alistair Overeem. I'm not sure if you saw that picture of him, but he's 250 plus pounds and he's absolutely shredded.
Wow, and the other guy's a little doughy, right?
Yeah, the other guy's a little bit doughy, so it'll be interesting. I was looking at the odds, and it looks like they're just about neck and neck. Overeem's a little bit higher than him, but that's definitely going to be a fun fight to watch this weekend.
You know, it's kind of interesting because you always look at the guy who's jacked, and you immediately think that he's the winner, right? And, you know, sometimes they are. But then the doughy guys like me, and this guy's way beyond me, of course, but the doughy guys then surprise you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting.
They're just as confident.
It'll be interesting to see it. I don't know if you remember a little while ago, Alistair Overeem was the guy who had his lip cut in half. Do you remember that?
I do remember
that. That was absolutely disgusting, but yeah, that's him. That's kind of how I remember him. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people remember.
And that's Saturday night.
That's Saturday night, yeah, the main event.
Good.
Super exciting. With basketball, I mean, basketball's been great so far. Super interesting matchups. The second round is just about getting ready to gear up. And in fact, some games have already even started in the second round with like Boston and Toronto, with Boston already going up 2-0. It's awesome. It's great action, yeah.
Well, you know, I haven't been watching much basketball. I've been stuck in the UFC every week. They've been putting on fights, which has been wonderful. And, of course, hockey.
Right, yeah. I've been hooked on UFC and hockey, as we always say every weekend. And hockey is just about gearing up for the third round already. It's exciting, and it seems like there's some Game 7s.
I'm hoping my team's coming around, so I don't have to give you too much money.
it'll be fun to see, and stay tuned to hear how much money he has to give me.
Exactly.
But let's go ahead and talk about the impressions.
Yeah, just before we get to the impressions, let's talk about some Impact current event news.
Yeah.
Because we got some stuff coming up. This is what's kicking off our birthday year. And in September, we are going to be launching a whole tape collection.
Right. Yeah.
It's a whole tape store. And so not only our branded tapes, but we're going to have some plain white tape. We're going to have some graphic design tapes. And all of these tapes are the highest premium quality tapes that the other brands are selling, manufactured in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to sell them at an athlete-friendly price.
Yeah, and in fact, what we're going to do for in the next couple of weeks or so, we haven't decided on an exact date, but we're going to do free tape. Free stickers were so successful that we want to do free tape, and we want to give back to all the athletes and let them try out this awesome tape.
I'm really excited about Free Tape Week coming up because it's going to get the product in the hands of the athletes who need to use it and try it. Mm-hmm. And the other tape, of course, is our...
It's our finger tape.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit skinnier. It's 0.3 of an inch, and it looks more so like that.
Right. So, you know, this is particularly useful in the jiu-jitsu world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is more for boxing, hockey, lacrosse, sports that you would expect. But you can also use this for sports like hockey as well, like such as knob tape.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you can pick up your stick when you drop it on the ice.
Exactly.
We're also launching serrated impact tape.
Yeah, serrated tape, 1.5 inch tape is going to be fantastic for the guys and girls in CrossFit and powerlifting and strong women competitions. they like to tape their arms or they tape their wrists and their hands so that they don't get ripped up by the bar. So 1.5 inch tape will be introduced both in branded and non-branded versions.
So stay tuned, that is coming very soon here. We're super excited on that one.
We sure are. So that's the upcoming event for September. Let's move on to impressions.
Let's go ahead and start with an impression. So go ahead, you can kick it off.
Gotcha. So, we come back to this subject often because it's the very foundation of what we do. In order to craft a perfect fitting mouth guard, we need a good impression. And getting a good impression is not difficult. You just got to follow a few steps.
Right. Super simple. So as you all know, you receive this fit kit in the mail, and then there's a couple materials inside of it. You'll receive 2 sets of putty, 2 blues and 2 whites. The second set is just in case there's a mess up, which is not uncommon. So we like to include the second set. And then you will also receive 3 trays. And in order to decide what tray fits you best, you put it in your mouth and you wiggle side to side. And just like that, you wiggle side to side, and it should fit perfectly, correct?
Right. In this case, it's a large tray. That's what fits my mouth. And there's room between my molars and the walls of the tray. So we know that this one fits perfectly because there is that space. And I mean, you just have to understand, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
When you have the right tray.
And continuing with the trays, sometimes, very rarely, people do need a much smaller tray or a much larger tray. In fact, here is an
example of a trim tray.
Yeah.
This was done and is done when we see the age of an athlete come in and they're under 8 years old for sure. We'll send a trim tray.
And then sometimes your mouth might be too big for the tray. Very rarely this happens, but if so, we have an extra large tray which we can send out to you.
Let me tell you a quick story about this extra large tray. It is extremely rare that somebody uses an extra large tray. It's rare that somebody uses a large tray. Right. Probably 65% of our athletes use medium-sized trays, and then maybe 30% use small trays, and 5% use large. So it's very, very rare that somebody needs this extra large tray. But we have them, and we send them out. So if you find that you don't fit in that large tray, let us know. We'll send you the extra large. Now, recently, we were doing an impression for an athlete. His name is Zeus Frazier. And Zeus Frazier is 7 feet 1 inches tall, and he's just a hulking human being. Very large man. I was there in person, and this extra large tray did not fit Zeus's arch. And so what we had to do was we actually trimmed part of this tray off on both sides. And then when he put the impression in, we had to just massage it a little bit here on the sides to make sure it all stayed in place. And we got a great impression for Zeus. But that's the kind of thing that we do. It's all custom. So Zeus's mouth is too large for an extra large tray. We make something work.
Right. And going back to doing the correct impression, Frank will kind of show you right here. You pull out the 2 sets of putty, or the 1 set of putty, and you mix the 2 colors together. And then you're going to kind of want it to form the exact same color just like this. This is a little bit more purple than what that's going to be, but that'll be nice and blue. And oftentimes some people take their impression with their putty just looking like that. You need to make sure that you squeeze it and make sure that it's the exact same color when you lay it into the tray. So we want it to be a uniform blue.
Right, so when somebody sends an impression that they've done with putty mix like this, it's a mess. Right. And usually the impression itself collapses in the tray because this putty won't harden properly. So you have to mix it all the way up till it's one uniform color. And it doesn't take long, about 15 seconds.
Super simple, 15-20 seconds. You just mix it like that. Make sure to use your fingers and get into it. And once it is all a uniform color, you're going to want to roll it up into a ball, as you see he's doing in his hand. And then you want to turn it into a little cigar shape so you can lay it perfectly down into a tray. While we don't have enough putty to do it perfectly, he's doing it on the small one, but it should look exactly like this, as well as this on a little bit of a bigger tray. So it should be spread out perfectly, but all uniform.
Right. You push it all to the outsides in front of the tray. You don't need any on the palate part of the tray.
Mm-hmm.
None. All to the outsides in front of the tray.
Yeah, so once you do that, you're good to go and put it into your mouth and bite straight down. A question that I actually just had come up, a guy called me probably 20 minutes ago and said, how do I know when I'm done biting down? It's simple. You just go ahead and bite straight down and you come to a natural stopping point.
Yeah, and you don't have to go like this and bite down. It's just to the natural stopping point.
And you need to make sure that you bite down far enough in order to get a great impression exactly like this one. And in a second here, we'll show you an impression of someone who didn't bite far enough down, and that's what this one looks like. So as you can see, they didn't bite far enough down, and you want to make sure you bite far enough down.
Yeah, so Jack, this is a great impression because it's deep. The first aspect of that depth is you see this canopy over the teeth, and you also see that the teeth are fully captured, the whole arch, and we've got the gum line in here as well. Mm-hmm. So a deep impression is a good impression.
Right, and that's a perfect impression, and that means that will result in a perfect fitting guard.
That's right, because from that impression, we're going to pour a model of your mouth so that we see exactly what's going on in your mouth. Mm-hmm. If you're like me and you have crooked bottom teeth, if you were taking a lower impression, the crooked bottom teeth would come right out into that model, and we would press the guard to fit you perfectly.
Yeah, and this is the most important step of the process, is doing your impression. So do not hesitate to reach out to us, whatever is easiest for you, Instagram, text, phone call, you name it. We're here to help. I'm happy to go on a personal FaceTime call, Zoom call. We do it all the time. We want to make sure that you guys are getting this right.
Right, so one of the key things that we invite you to do in the instructions is to send a picture of your impression to impressions@impactmouthguards.com. And generally speaking, within a couple hours, we'll respond and let you know that, hey, the impression is great, or it's a little bit shallow, you should try it again. And if it is necessary to try again, we'll give you some tips on doing it better.
Yeah, and please, when you're sending those pictures to the impressions email, please make sure it's the highest quality picture. Please make sure to turn on your flash so we can look into those cracks and crevices to make sure that it's perfectly fit. Please make sure to spell impressions right. Sometimes people misspell impressions. No worries, but you gotta spell it right so we can see it.
So we can get it, yeah. And it should be said that on rare occasion, it is rare, but it does sometimes happen, you can't see everything that's going on in the picture. And so the impression is sent in and it's rejected because there's something wrong, like a double bite that you're not able to pick up in the picture. So when that happens, we just send out another kit, you do another impression, and send it in to us.
We're always happy to help, and we always want to make sure everything's perfect throughout the process.
100% fit guarantee, so we're going to make sure that impression is good so you get a guard that you love to wear.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any questions from behind the camera?
What happens, you answered this, but what if I mess up on my impression and I go through both my sets?
Right, yeah, so if you mess up once, we include that second set. So you can just go ahead and peel that out and then do another impression on the exact same tray. And then let's say you mess up that one, you go ahead and reach out to us and we'll send you another kit exactly like the first one that you got.
Right, and if you're on a second kit, we want to jump on a FaceTime call or a regular call, however it takes to help you make sure that the impression is perfect. That's what we want to do, because we're all about taking care of you and making sure that that guard fits perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And something that I just want to interject, and I guess I've started doing this recently, if you're watching this when we're not live, feel free to drop questions down below and we'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Can we see the not good impression, the shallow one?
Yeah, this is a shallow, lower impression, and you can see that there's just ever so slightly a set of teeth marks in there, but it's not deep at all. So this would be rejected immediately. You want to get the depth of your impression so that we could pour a model to craft a guard that fits perfect.
Right.
So why do you need to mix the blue and the white together?
Yeah, that's a good question, because what starts happening is that the putties begin to harden as soon as they're touching. And so there's a work time of about 2.5 minutes. And you can see this piece of putty that I've made into a square was mixed just a few minutes ago. And this is actually...
Right, yeah.
Bounce.
So here's actually a piece of putty that was mixed probably an hour or so ago.
Yeah.
And now just bounces perfectly. So
Right.
that's what you want to make sure you're quick and swift when you're doing these impressions.
Move quickly from mixing to mouth. That's what I like to say.
I can't even squeeze it.
Yeah. So that's why you mix them together.
BJJ Trent Strauss says, love these mouth guards. As a semi-pro fighter, I feel fully protected.
Hey, we appreciate you saying that, and we, of course, appreciate you allowing us to protect you. Thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Yep.
Shredded Dad says, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Shredded Dad. Hope to see you soon.
That's it. So no more questions?
No more questions?
Again, feel free to ask questions before we take off. But that's pretty much everything regarding impressions.
Yeah.
Can you say the name of the website or the email address for where I'm supposed to send?
Impressions@impactmouthguards.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't work for you, for whatever reason you can't get it through, text it to our 800 number, which is 800-203-1725, and we'll answer there.
Right, and we can receive text on that phone number, and we can text back, no problem. So
No
feel
problem.
free to reach out.
The Tooth Fairy wishes Frank a happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Tooth Fairy. Hope to see you soon.
Well, if that's it, I don't think we have much more.
One more time, I'm
Oh.
sorry. Catch Flights Forever, where are you all located? Been trying to reach you guys.
We are in Alpharetta, Georgia. Where are you? And while you're answering that, we love walk-ins. So you're more than welcome to come by our office. We'll do an impression here with you, and we'll get that guard crafted and on its way to you quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So welcome to come in, or email us, phone, whatever.
Quad Junkie says, happy birthday, Frank.
Thank you.
Young Dot Nation says, what's up?
What's up with you? Happy birthday. To me.
Catch Flights Forever says, cool, I need one ASAP.
Yeah. Are you local?
If so, come on in. If not, shoot us a DM and we can help set up your order.
That's right. And one of the other things that we could also do is, if you're not local to us, we've got 150 plus outlets across the country in gyms and pro shops and doctors' offices that have our kits and can help you with that impression.
Right, and we'd be happy to set you up with them and make that introduction.
Yeah, no problem at all.
But if that's it, if there's no more last minute questions, I think we're good to go this week.
Yeah, it's birthday month, so look for specials there. And it's also tape month, and so we're going to have the free tape offer coming up soon, and lots of other fun things this month.
And also real quick, I'm going to include another swipe up link in our stories, but tomorrow we have a company called Aquabag on our sponsorship live Facebook group. So make sure to swipe up and come and watch that video. It's a live video at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's a conversation you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, come join that group, because we're talking everything sponsorship and athletes who are seeking sponsorship and how to keep sponsors, find sponsors, everything about it. So that group has doubled in size in the last 8 weeks. I'm expecting it to double again in the next 8 weeks, and we hope you're part of it.
Thanks, guys.
Young Dot Nation just said, I need a new mouthpiece. I'm going to tell my dad.
Yeah, you should do that, and we'll get you taken care of. Thank you.
Thanks,
That's it.
Hey, thanks, everyone.
We'll see you soon.